All right, so everyone's got this, and I'm going to radically change this to look just like the picture on the back of the paper that I just gave you. You can also, if you want to see, there is a color copy of it right there on Schoology if you're struggling with kind of what color it is. I'm a little flexible in the color. It's hard to find that exact shade of brown. I understand. So I'm just going to kind of work my way down the list here, making the changes. And ideally, your finished product will look just like my finished product. All right? So I'm going to, in the back of the paper here, and I'm just going to kind of work my way down the list here. So, found dog. I'm going to highlight that. And under text effects, and I try to include like the tab, home, insert, design, whatever. So home. And then text effects with a little icon there. And so it's that fuzzy looking A. And I'm going to pick this one here. All right. And then it says under shading, it's a sort of a brown color. All right. I know it still doesn't look quite right. If I move down a little bit farther, under home, I need to change the font and the size. And so it's Arial, rounded. You can see it showing up. I'll press enter. And then finally, I need to change the font size. Now, just look carefully. How is the one on the paper a little bit different than the one on the screen? A lot of people don't see it. Nate. Right, that one is not all caps. I get a lot of people who are like, they'll submit it just like that, and I'm like, you didn't see that it was capital? They're like, what are you talking about? So it's not much, but you could just retype it with the cap locks on. This is pretty neat. Under font, there's actually an all cap button. It just capitalizes the whole thing. I realize it's only like 2 words, not a big deal. But if you had a whole paragraph and you need to scream at someone, you could just click the all caps button. There's also, this one's pretty neat too, small caps. So you can still see the capital versus like the lowercase, but it's still all capital letters. Sometimes from a design perspective, that's something you may want to use for other stuff. But it's a neat feature that's available there, and most applications will have something like that. But I want to go with all caps. All right, cool. Great. All right. At the top there on the right, I need to add a page border. So under the design tab, so there's the design tab. I'm going to go to page border. All right. And it needs to be a line that is along with a double dash. So there's along with a double dash. The color is green. And the width, it says, is 3 point. And I'll press OK. You can kind of get a preview right there. And then it's added the border for me. Yeah, a lot of people miss it, so that's why I'm kind of bringing that out there. All right. Now, this is just me, too. I like to work, you don't have to do this, but there's this backwards-looking P thing, and these are the invisibles. And these are things that don't print, but just like with Twitter, like if you press the space bar, it's still a character. Well, you can see that space, it's that dot. This tells me that's a return. When I hit enter, it adds that. Let me turn them off for a second. I'm going to hit it again. Now, this looks like I just added another enter, but if I turn on the invisibles, you can see that character looks different. That's technically something called a soft return. And so, again, back when I did newspaper, all that kind of stuff we would do. Like, there's a difference between a tab. I don't want that tab. I want... Oh, stop it. There we go. A tab. And like adding the spaces manually. Looks the same, but they're very different, using very different characters doing different things. But that's something for another day. All right, let me get rid of those. All right, so next, I need to add the 2 pictures. And there's lots of ways to do these things. Some ways are faster than others. So under Insert, I'm going to go to Pictures. And I need to go, it's in my Downloads folder. And you could click and hit Insert. And then do the other picture, come back and do insert. But holding shift, I could actually select both photos and insert them both at one time. Holding control, I could insert this one and that one, the first and third picture. But I want to insert dog 2 and dog 3. All right. So it throws, don't worry, the dog's not missing. This is our dog. Gigabyte.
Gigabyte.
So I need to change the size. Again, there's easy ways to do it and there's hard ways to do it. People will try and like drag the photo to the appropriate size. That's not going to work well. Just simply, you want to work smarter and not harder. 2.1. I'm just going to type in the height right here that it tells you to put in, enter, and the picture's the appropriate size. Same thing over here, 2.1. Now it'll all work out here in a second because I'm going to add some formatting and suddenly it looks like it won't fit the space. It's going to work. Just trust me on it. All right. I need to add a glow effect. So under picture effects, glow. It's a green glow, and I believe it's this one. I'm going to do the same thing this one, picture effects, glow. Oh no, it doesn't fit. Hold on, don't worry. One more thing. I need to add a slight rotation. So under picture effects again, 3D rotation, and you need to pick the ones that look like the picture. I have a little thumbnail of that first choice. All right, and then I'll do the same thing, but just the mirror opposite. All right, good shape. That looks good. I still have people that will do this. And they're like, here you go, Mr. Zern. And I'm like, dude, that looks nothing like the picture on the paper. Yeah, it does. Looks just like it. I'm like, what? I'm like, are you nearsighted or farsighted? Dude, what did you do that for? Yeah, so there we go. Should look just like that. Great. All right, so moving down the page here. I'm going to change the font for all of this, and it says 24, or I should say the font size. You need to get rid of these extra spaces. Oops. Technically, this female part is first. All right. You need to add some bullet points. It's the only time you can use bullets in school. Waka waka. And this needs to be centered. It needs to be bold. It needs to be green. And then call this number is underlined, and it's hard to tell, but in the picture, Giga is italicized in green. So, excuse me, in blue. Yeah, I don't know, brain fart. I don't know why I said that. I'll turn off the invisibles. There. That looks pretty good. So yours should look like 99% like mine. All right, I understand the colors might not be totally spot on because I didn't specify like the hex code color, but it should look pretty close. Now, to submit it to me, we're going to do something different. You're not going to give me the Word document. We're going to save this as a PDF. And there's a couple reasons PDFs are sometimes superior to a Word document. Again, a lot of people check their email and view files via this here. And while this can open a Word document or a Google Doc, sometimes it doesn't always have the same font. So there's no guarantee even that computer that I send it from to your computer have the same fonts. I know a phone and other devices, especially if you open this in Google Docs, which a lot of people would, it might not display the photos correctly. The rotation might disappear, the glow might disappear, any kind of special formatting might disappear. So we're going to save it as a PDF, which means it will look exactly the same way on the computer. It will look exactly the same on here. So whatever's over there will show up here, or whatever's on this computer will look exactly the same on that computer. So it's nice if it's a poster or a flyer and you need it to look just this way. That PDF is going to guarantee that for you. Another nice thing is no one can change that PDF. So you give them this document. So often like contracts, business agreements, things like that are a PDF. The person needs a copy of it, like, okay, here's a copy of your contract. It has your salary on there. You email them a copy so they can print it out, view it, read it over, have their lawyer look at it. But because it's a PDF, they can't make any changes to it. If it was a Word doc, it'd be like $35,000. Let's change that to $65,000. There, go print that out, and I'll sign that and send that in. You can say, well, everyone signed this contract that said $65,000 after you changed it. So if it's a PDF, no one can change. It's going to look exactly the way that you want it to look, and no one can make any kind of edit changes to it. So first, we're going to go to File and Save As, and we just need to save it. I'll just save it on my desktop for the moment. You want to save yours in the Z drive. And then I'm going to do a file, save as, and I'm going to change it. There's a whole bunch of options here, right? Word document for right now. You can even save it as a web page. I've never had much luck with that, but you could. But we want to save it as a PDF. So I'll save it as a PDF. And then a moment later, that document as a PDF will show up. And again, PDFs are nice because like pretty much everything that I put on Schoology for you, I'm going to put on there as a PDF so that you can view the file. You don't have to have Microsoft Word to look at it. If you did open it in Google Docs, I worry about it doesn't look exactly the same. You can't make any changes to the rubric and say, oh, Mr. Zerd, it says here that I only have to do this as opposed to that because you're able to edit the document. In PDF, it's locked down, but it looks exactly like this Word document looks exactly like the document there in the PDF. I can guarantee that it'll look exactly like that on your phone as it does on my computer. So regardless of who views it and where on the internet, it looks exactly the same. And all that special formatting is preserved. So it's a nice format for that. And so here you're going to do a couple options, a couple things. You're taking this crazy zip folder that many of you haven't worked before. We're going to extract it. We're going to do some formatting to a Word document, some of which you probably haven't done before. And then we're going to save that Word document, not as a Word, as a Word document for your copy, but then you're going to save it as something different, save it as a PDF. So a couple of things you probably haven't done before that you should be able to navigate through as you work on stuff there. All right, so that's something you can be working on if your comic is done. If your comic isn't done, definitely get that done, get that submitted. Otherwise, I can help you with any of this, zipping the folder, unzipping the folder, save it as a PDF, save the document formatting, any of those things. All right, folks? Yeah.
I have you go for